Here we are inside the Coachman Acadia 565. Firstly, we will go to the main control panel, and if we press this button here, we will turn the 12 volt on. Beside that, we then have water pump on and off. Beneath, we then have the isolator for all of the lights. They can all then be turned on and off on their own switches. If they are touch lights, once they've been turned off up here, when you turn it back on again, these will then need turning on again. We then have awning light on and off. This one here will then show us the condition of the leisure battery, and then this button here will do absolutely nothing. It just depends on the model of the caravan. If it had like an onboard water tank, it would give us a level indicator of that. Beside this control panel, we then have the Aldi control panel for the heating and hot water, on and off on this one here. Once we've turned it on, we will firstly see the home screen, so it's letting us know that we have main supply connected, and it's given us an internal temperature of the caravan. If we now press the menu button, it will bring up its basic functions. So the top one up here is the thermostat for the heating. So literally plus and minus, just pick whatever temperature you would like it to be inside the caravan, and it will go right the way up to a rather toasty 30 degrees. But if I just raise it above the temperature that it currently is inside the caravan, and if we now go back to the home screen, so if I now press menu, you will now see we have a little circle up in the corner there, and that's just representing the circulation pump for the heating. It's just letting you know that it's currently in operation. And then if I drop it back down again, you will now see that the heating has turned back off again. After your thermostat, you then have a little picture of a shower head, which is for your hot water. So currently hot water is off. If I now press it, hot water is now on. And if I press it for a second time, we're then performing a boost on the boiler. The boost is handy if there's going to be more than one of you having showers in quick succession of each other. If you do perform this boost and the heating's running, it will turn the heating off because it needs the extra power to do it. Beneath that, we then have power source. So we're currently using mains electricity using 3 kilowatts. We can lower the power consumption to 2 or 1, just depending on the amperage of the site that you're on, or turn it off. If we do not have main supply available, we can run everything off the gas bottles. Also, if you do have both power sources available to you, you can run in dual fuel. Dual fuel is very handy during the winter months if you want to get up to temperature really quickly. If we now press the little cog button, it will then go into the settings menu. So we have 2 timers here. We have a night timer and a day timer. It is just a matter of turning it on and off just up here, setting the temperature you want it to be during that period, and then setting when you want it to come on and go off. You can also invert the backlight, so this screen here will go to black, the writing will go to white, and we can also opt not to have any hot water made through that period. We then have exactly the same again just for the daytime. Prioritises what the system prioritises in using during that dual fuel. So at the moment it's programmed to favour main supply over gas. If you were on a really low amp site, you could swap it over so it favours gas over electric. This one here is just brightness level, etc. of the screen. This one is not used on this model, and obviously if you're going to be using timers, this one here just sets the time, day of the week, etc. If we then arrow down, these ones are not available. Most of them are for workshop. I can, however, highlight this one, which I'll show you in a moment. These next ones are antimicrobial. So if this one's highlighted in green and you use the night mode at about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, the boiler will rapidly heat up to kill off any bacteria that may be in it. This one is just thermostat offset if you don't think the internal thermostat is quite correct. High altitude mode, so as it shows there, if you're caravanning over 1,000 meters above sea level, activate this to make the hot water and heating operate better at a different air pressure. Button beeps on and off. Instead of having multiple timers, you can just have one start and stop. Pump settings, leave on thermal. If you have it on continuous, the pump will just obviously run constantly. Full factory reset if there's a problem with it. External, you don't need to worry about. That's if you have additional software added. You can have like a SIM card box added so you can control it via a smartphone. Obviously language there. Service again is more for the workshop, but it will let you know what everything is currently up to. Installed accessories. The only one you want really is load monitor. So if I now tick that and we now go back, you'll see this is highlighted now if I click on it. If you know how many amps a site is that you're on, so say you're on a 10 amp site, if I now do that, it does not matter that I'm now running at 3 kilowatts because it will basically limit itself to stop you from tripping. You'll see now you've got an A for activated functions, so it'll take you straight to it, and obviously I can then turn it back off again. Next, if we now go to this bench seat just here and we pop this down, we have the consumer unit. So we have all the individual trips just here, and then we have the main RCD and the test button just there, and then we have all of the 12 volt fuses all along the bottom, again all labelled up, so nice and easy if there's a problem that needs to be investigated. If we now remove the cushions from this bench and we then raise it, we can then see obviously the back of the consumer unit. The battery charger is all located in here as well. We then have the control board for the motor mover just here. If you do have any problems in connecting up to the handset, what you can do is get hold of your aerial lead just here and plug it into this R for reset just here. When you press it in there, these two lights will illuminate. When they do, you then need to turn on your handset and it will reconfigure. But firstly, if you're having trouble connecting up to it, do these few checks first. Basically the motor mover will not connect if the leisure battery is too low, so just check on the voltage of the battery first. If you've turned the isolator key on in the battery box and then got distracted, these will time out and will need the red key turning off and turning back on again. And the other main reason is if the battery actually in the handset is too low as well. We then also have in here the Aldi boiler itself. With this Aldi boiler, it has two drain valves for draining for winterization and for travel. You have one that will drain down the cold feed and one that will drain down the hot feed. You'll see both of them are currently flapped over in the closed position. So to basically drain everything down, we need to flap them both up like so to drain everything out. I always suggest, especially for winterization, that once you've flapped these two up, that you then go round the rest of the caravan and open up all of the taps everywhere. That way it will release any airlocks and help it drain but also if you do get a harsh frost and everything freezes up, what we hopefully want to happen is that the water that may be left in there will be forced out the end of the taps into icicles instead of expanding in the pipe and splitting them. Once you come to refill the boiler, make sure these taps are flapped over as they are. Fill up your aqua roll, drop your submersible in, and then turn on the water pump and it will begin to refill. We now flap back down again. And then we come across to the other side. Underneath the other bench is literally just storage. And then same again at the front. Fairly standard caravan pull-out bed at the front. And then we also have the PIR sensor for the alarm. The alarm is very easy to operate. I just get the keys, you'll see the alarm fob just here. Then we have arm and disarm. When I press the arm, we get 2 beeps to let you know it's armed. That will also turn the awning light on as well. And then if I press the disarm, we get 3 beeps to let you know it's disarmed. Next we have the stereo on and off on this one here that says SRC. And then it is just a matter of normal stuff. Volume control here. We have USB connectivity here for iPods, phones, etc. If you want to change anything, just press the volume button in and you'll then go into its menu and then just pick what you want. You'll see where my finger is here is just the back button to get out of anything you've gone into. And to turn it back off again, just hold the SRC button in again. If we then move across, we then have the television aerial. So to put the mast up and down, just undo the collar and then get into the position that you require and lock into place. Once you've then done that, you need to just make sure that the digital amplifier is on, because we can turn it on and off on the top here. Control the boost just here. I usually turn them up virtually to maximum. If you're still having trouble tuning in tellies and stuff, at the moment this aerial is in the horizontal position. You can flip it on its side to the vertical if you need to do more additional tuning just by turning. Obviously make sure it's back in the horizontal position and then stowed back down for travel. We then have the Dometic fridge just here, on and off on this button here, and then pick your power source just here. So at the moment we're running on mains electricity with a little picture of the 2-pin plug. If we want to run it on gas, we just press this one here. These fridges automatically ignite themselves. And then the last one is 12 volt maintained for when we're towing. So if at the moment, because we're not hitched up to anything, if I now press this, we're going to get a red warning light letting us know, and the unit will beep. This is the sound that you'll also get if you've tried to light it on gas and it's failed, or if you're on main supply and you lose mains. With your gas, if you know you've got gas and it's failed, and it might just be due to the fact that there might be a bit of air in the system, if you then come to this button here and press it, it will reset and try again, as stated just here. Temperature control just on this one, and then it's just push down to open. Beside the fridge we have gas isolation taps for the fridge, heating and hot water, and for the cooker. They're all in the on position and they can actually stay like that. I always say they're more for maintenance. If you smell gas in the van, go to the source and turn the gas bottles off. We then have the microwave just here. Do make sure that the plate etc. is all out for travel, and fairly standard stuff. Twist for time, start, stop just here, as you can see. You can change the power settings etc. just there. The plug for it is just in this overhead locker just here. We then have the sink just here. And then the hob. So we have one electric hot plate which operates on this one just here. And then we have the 3 gas rings, and that is fairly normal stuff. Push in, twist and press the igniter just like so. There we go. And then beneath that we have the grill. Same again, just push in and hit the igniter. And beneath that, the oven. Beneath the oven, storage, but also you will find underneath here a plug, and that is just for the electric hot plate. If we then go to the wardrobe, we have the header tank for the Aldi heating. You will see we have a minimum and a maximum level, so just make sure every now and then that the fluid level is correct. Always take your reading once your heating's been run up to temperature, as it will expand. You can top this up yourself, but make sure you are using the pink Aldi solution. Basically unscrew the cap here and then add. The freestanding table just sits in this compartment just here. And then we have the 2 beds, and beneath these we have storage. If we then move to the back, we have the shower just here, the basin just here, and then we have the Thetford toilet. To open to the cassette, just push the grey lever across like so, and then push the blue button to flush. Level indicator just here to let you know when the cassette needs emptying, and then pull the grey lever back across to close. If this has been left open and you try to remove the cassette, it will not come out.